Hello there, Manic Mercurian here, and in this video I'd like to go over the different types of services I offer, and then I'll also cover some basic information on how to get a reading and all of that type of stuff. So just in general, for any of these readings that you're seeing here, I will need the birth date, time, and place of the person or people involved for the reading. So there's no real exceptions there. If you can't locate the exact birth time or the exact birth location, definitely talk to me. We may be able to work something out. I want to make sure that these readings are accurate for you, and typically we will need the exact birth time to do so. Other than that, I do want to stress that although I post a lot of readings publicly, I don't have to. If you would feel more comfortable with your reading kept private, I'd be more than happy to do that. I can post the reading and post it as unlisted, so only you or whoever you share the link for the video with will be able to see that reading. So that's always an option for sure. Now, the rates you see before you are in US currency. I will describe that, I'll put that in the description as well. Um, but yeah, I believe I've covered all the basics. Right now I can submit payment either through PayPal. That would be preferred, just because the other option would be through Ko-Fi or Ko-fi. The link for my donation link is found on any of my newer videos. They do take a small cut out of it, which I usually just kind of eat myself. So if you can use PayPal, then that would be preferred. But if not, then definitely that donation link would work as well. Okay, and all right, let's get into the different types of readings here. So first of all, the probably most inexpensive reading and the most brief reading would be a solar return reading. The solar return is basically where the sun comes around once per year and it makes an exact conjunction to the place the sun was at your time of birth and place of birth as well. And looking at that chart, we can get a pretty decent image of what themes you will explore for the year following that birthday, if that makes sense. So for the solar return chart, I would need not only your birth date, time, and place, I'd also need to know the place you will be at, and I don't need to know specifics, obviously, just a nearby major city would work. But I'd need to know the place you're at of the year in question, and then of course I'd need to know what year you'd like the reading for as well. Um, but yeah, that's really great for if you just want a general idea of kind of what you're experiencing or what you should expect for that year in question. Next would be the birth chart readings. Now those I do, definitely much more than any others. It's definitely my specialty, I would say. Those are now over 50 minutes long each, and basically I take the chart for the birth date, time, and place, wherever you were born, the time and place, and then I'll look at the chart, the birth chart, and see a lot about a person. Astrology does not dictate, who we are or what we do, but by looking at the birth chart, you can definitely see what themes a person will be experiencing, and I can see probabilities relative to what does the person in question need with a relationship. So what kind of person would they be attracted to? What kind of astrology in a partner would fit for them? I could see what they would need for a career, what they'd be really good at, or what they would desire or require in a career. And I can see a lot as well about the upbringing or the childhood of the person, among other things as well, the general kind of personality. Again, astrology doesn't dictate personality, but by seeing what themes a person is dealing with, you can definitely see a lot of probabilities in terms of, what the general persona is. So yeah, those are definitely always good, definitely interesting for me to do. Next would be the Synastry reading. So if you're not familiar with that word, it's basically a couple or relationship reading. So in that, it's kind of like a birth chart reading, except I'm combining one person's birth chart with another birth chart. Um, so for that, I would of course need the birth date, time, and place of both parties involved, both individuals. And you definitely don't need to give me any, giveaways, or I'm not asking to cheat or anything, but if you could at least just tell me what type of relation you have to the person in question. So, is it a romantic relationship? Is this a parent or a friend? That type of thing, just so I can kind of delve into the energies a little bit further, because that does change things a little bit here. But otherwise, yeah, I basically just take two birth charts, compare them. I see how the planets kind of associate or fit with one another. I can see what would be easy about the dynamic, what would be difficult. If let's say you're like looking at a person and you're not sure if you should be romantically involved with them, I don't claim to be able to say, a yes or no. It's not really that simple. But I can say whether it would be easy or challenging, among many other things. I can explain a lot of dynamics of that connection you would have with them. So it'd be up to you to decide, how you want to apply that information, I suppose. But yeah, that's definitely a good option as well. Next would be the month forecast reading. So just like it sounds, that would be a forecast for 1 month. Just let me know which month you would like, of course. And one quick side note, if you do want a time period that's maybe you want something more than a month, or maybe just a couple weeks, or maybe you want a 6 month reading, definitely just let me know. We can of course there's a lot of different applications for astrology and for different types of readings we could come up with. So yeah, if you want to kind of make your own type of reading, or if you have a specific question in mind, definitely let me know and we can come up with something that will work for both of us here. But as for the month forecast, I'd basically just take a look at your astrology and then see how does that fit, how does that compare, kind of like the synastry reading, but instead of looking at how that fits with another person, I'm just looking at and seeing how your astrology fits with the transits that are happening. So how are the transits for the month in question, affecting you as an individual and your own astrology? I can get a lot of specifics on that as well. It's kind of baffles me, the feedback I've gotten on that, because people do say that they're very accurate, almost kind of unsettlingly so. Next and last would be the year forecast. So basically the same thing as a month forecast, but I go day by day by day throughout a whole year or whatever time period is in question. Just let me know the year, of course, but I see, the same thing. How does the astrology affect your own astrology? What kind of aspects might trigger certain events in your life and that type of thing? Now, I don't go through every single day, or in other words, I do go through every day, but I won't talk about every day in the video, but I'll talk about every single day that has a major aspect. So that does end up being a lot of information, and for the year forecast or for any of these readings, if you want more information or if you want to hear a sample, I have plenty of examples, at least several of all of these different types of readings I have posted publicly for you, and you can actually go to my playlist called I believe it's called personal readings, and you can see plenty of examples there to get you kind of more information on what that reading will be like, so you know exactly what to expect. Okay, but yeah, I hope everyone can understand these changes as my channel continues to grow. Um, Definitely humbled by the feedback I've gotten, and I'm glad I could be a small part of the flowering of consciousness here. So yeah, I truly wish you all well and have a great day.